Worker delivers on sniper dreams. The hobby unlocks new master keys. And the West Coast Nerf scene envisions a brave future.
I'm Grim.
I'm Vile Mods.
And I'm KT of Family Foam Sport.
We are your hosts. All that and more in episode 45 of the Foam News Collective. Be sure to like and subscribe the video, and let's jump right into the news.
Ah, the Nerf sniper rifle. The myth, the dream, the pinnacle just so out of reach for many young R-Nerf posters. Workers taking a shot at this platonic solid, iterating on the recent blasters with their newest blaster, the Kunlun. Unlike the bolt-action prime accessory included in the Harrier, the Kunlun is a dedicated bolt-action primary class blaster with an all-metal bolt prime, Talon magwell, included barrel shroud, scar, metal internals, and rubberized cheek rest. This one certainly aims to scratch the Nerf sniper itch. Arcading either white or orange, the Kunlun does not have an ambidextrous bolt. The Kunlun's internals appear to be derivative of the Harrier's and is compatible with the springs, with plunger volume comparable to that of the Swift. Preliminary FPS testing shows that the Kunlun ranges from an average of just above 200 with the default spring to just around 300 FPS with the power spring. The sniper will cost you more than $10 in a Maverick. It will retail for $200 United States dollars and is currently available for pre-order on Out of Darts. For more information, visit the links in the description.
Nerf parent company Hasbro is laying off another group of 100 employees as part of a plan to relocate their headquarters from Pawtucket, Rhode Island to Boston, Massachusetts. The toy giant has been beleaguered by cuts and setbacks these last few years, laying off over 2,000 employees worldwide, selling their entertainment branch, and looking to cut costs across all of their brands, including Nerf. Hasbro, which has been headquartered in Rhode Island for over a century, describes this plan as part of the company's general restructuring and attempts to increase efficiency, but one can't help but worry about the company's future when such drastic measures are being taken in the face of slow growth in all but a few areas of focus.
Dart Zone continues to re-release existing blasters to match their new Nitroshot Plus darts. Originally teased on Instagram Reels, we caught a glimpse of new purple and green colorways for the Pro MK2 with orange slide primes. This new version claims the same 145 FPS out of the box, but also includes a low-powered spring that should achieve HVZ-friendly sub-130 ranges. It's also the cheapest MK2 that Dart Zone has offered at $45 USD, but that price doesn't include the orange muzzle attachment, blaster holster, or speed loader carrier. Somewhat surprisingly, a Nitroshot green variant of the Omnia Pro has also been revealed. The price of this new Gen 3 Omnia remains the same as the original Omnia, which was plagued with manufacturing issues, spawning the Gen 2, which addressed some but not all of those problems. Buff Daddy was able to confirm with Dart Zone that the Gen 3 was updated with an optimized rate of fire for all three modes to reduce lag. And finally, we got the Triple Drum Savage Spin, adorned in purple and green to match recent re-releases of other toy-grade products with full-length Nitroshot darts like the Magnum X2 and Blitzfire. Links to all the new listings will be down in the description.
The Adventure Force Desperado is great, but Machine Boy Zach is thinking a little more Terminator 2. His 3D printed mod for this little revolver pistol uses a slightly beefier rotation spring to move its 30-round chain with each trigger squeeze. Links are connected using bits of 3D filament as pins, making this a no hardware install aside from the spring. Check it out and download the free files from Zach's printable page.
After a few years' break from designing, JackRabbitNerfer has jumped back into the race with some new offerings. Along with giving some of his older blasters like the Lepus a facelift, Jack has also dropped the Zidecar, a side-mounted flywheel master key that uses a single-stage T-pull as the trigger and Flywheel the World cage geometry. Unlike Out of Dart's Harrier, the Zidecar is actually a single-shot closed breech design that revs the flywheels on pull of the trigger and loads a dart into position. Releasing the trigger then pushes the darts into the flywheels and fires the shot, ready to repeat the process all over again. If a single-shot flywheel master key doesn't get your motor running, then you could check out the Masterlink by Yeti Engineering. Similar to the Mistress Key, the Masterlink is a spring-powered secondary that can be directly mounted to any blaster's pick rail, or even side-mounted with spacings for the Lynx, Caliburn, and Alchemist. Where the Masterlink truly shines is its massive 114 cubic centimeter plunger tube and quick-change barrels, allowing for multiple ammo types and configurations. In the open alpha testing, Yeti has also included step files for anyone to design their own barrel attachments to add to the growing list. To outfit your blaster with another blaster, links to both JackRabbitNerfer and Yeti Engineering's printables pages will be down in the description.
Adam of the Game Mode repository webpage has released version 5 of his Frankentimer scorekeeping system. If you watched Ragnaroktoberfest 5v5, you are familiar with the button buckets used for the King of the Hill. Frankentimer is similar in principle, but lacks the bucket's interconnectivity. Based on the popular and inexpensive Arduino platform, they are positioned as a more beginner-friendly build. This new version also offers a 3D printable enclosure and can be powered by a USB battery bank. If you'd like to build one for your local games, be sure to check it out at the Game Mode repository webpage, link in the description.
Roboman has taken a completely different approach to fine-tuning Springer barrel fitment with his new boutique modular barrel system. These barrels are machined from solid aluminum bar stock and come in a variety of inner diameters ranging from 12.6 millimeters up to 12.9 millimeters in 0.1 millimeter increments. Along with the inner diameter options, as well as Captain Slug or worker profile chambers, users can even tune their barrel lengths in 50 millimeter segments, really pushing the customization possibilities of your build. These precision machined parts come at a cost of $30 for either the chamber or muzzle bits and $40 for each barrel segment. A starter pack is on Roboman's shop that includes 5 barrel segments, 3 muzzles, and 1 chamber for $150, but was sold out at the time of recording. Links to all the modular barrel options will be down in the description.
Survival Fest is ramping up for its 2025 HVZ Invitational, seeking input from the community. Their convention team is encouraging players to let them know what they'd like to see at the convention by submitting ideas via the event Discord. The theme for the core HVZ experience is currently up for vote. Players have access to a Google form due on November 1st. Themes under consideration include supernatural horror, Way of the Elements, The Living Dead, and across the video game multiverse. Keep a close eye as venue and dates are close to being locked in. For more details, follow the link in the description.
Earlier this month, Grim and I had the pleasure of attending Ragnaroktoberfest 2024, where we hunted zombies, gave out stickers, recorded a live podcast with Addy of This Week in Nerf, and got to meet and hang out with so many amazing people. I also had the distinct pleasure of live casting the Ragfest 5v5 competition alongside Casual Alex. It was an intense and exciting competition, and we are excited to bring you a recap of all the action with our special correspondent, Jangular.
On Sunday, October 13th, we had 12 teams from across the country and some international players make it out to San Jose, California for the Ragnaroktoberfest 2024 King of the Hill tournament. Now, before I get into the results, I do want to take a moment to say if there's one thing I could take away from this tournament, it's that the quality of play from teams has started to level out. So there's not as much of a disparity between the top teams and the bottom teams, and that is a great sign for the health of this side of the hobby. When there's far less blowouts and many more close games, it makes it not only more fun for the players, but also for the spectators, which is important for the health of something as a sport. Okay, so storylines heading into Rag 2024. We have Red Tide as the reigning champions, looking to defend their title and go back to back. We also had 2 teams coming in from the East Coast that had not participated previously. Those would be Magic Smoke and Orca Company. Magic Smoke has been winning everything on the East Coast, and Orca Company has been a strong contender for quite some time. Now, Orca Company did have a couple players from Beef Squad join their team, but they are still East Coast members, so they should have experience playing with them. We also had plenty of returning teams like Fox Ups, Bad, Nebula, Void, Dauntless, Combat Kitties, which is a new sort of sister team to Battle Cats. So there was a lot to take in for this tournament. And like I mentioned, the quality of play went up, so there's a lot of teams in that hunt for that top spot this year. And when I say there were close matches, I mean there were close matches. My team Dauntless lost against Bad in the group stage by a total of 8 points.
With a minute left, Bad very much could still take this.
When there's 1,080 points possible, that's a very close margin. But at the time of the finish of that match, it looked like it was a 1 second difference. There's plenty of other great moments that are worth watching back the matches to find. But when it came down to it, for the final four, we had 2 West Coast teams and 2 East Coast teams. For the West Coast, we had Red Tide and Dauntless, and the East Coast had Magic Smoke and Orca Company. Interestingly enough, the way the bracket shook out, we had West Coast on one side and East Coast on the other. So Red Tide ended up taking out Dauntless in the semifinals for the West Coast, and Magic Smoke took out Orca Company for the East Coast in the semifinals, leading to a Red Tide versus Magic Smoke East versus West finals, where Red Tide was able to hold their own, retain their championship, and go back-to-back in the King of the Hill tournament at Ragnar Oktoberfest. So big congrats to Red Tide, Magic Smoke as well, and Orca Company for rounding out the podium in 3rd place. The East Coast really did make a fantastic showing for a format that they have not played a lot of. Big respect to them, thanks to them and everyone else who traveled from overseas, whether it was Germany or Singapore or anywhere else, to come to the event and compete. I'm looking forward to continuing to improve the event and see how things shake out next year, and see if Red Tide can go back to back, or if someone else will step back up onto that podium and take that spot.
A couple Leonard Huntsman blasters, rarely or never before seen in the US, have become available through a reseller on Target.com and Amazon.com. The Big Brute, as well as the Boomstick and Scout Combo Pack, are likely new products to the US, although the latter two have been sold individually before. Additionally, on a German sales site, General Strife found the Huntsman Pocket Rocket, an apparently new blaster that is essentially a Leonard Jolt.
A plethora of STLs have been made publicly available for modification to Colonel Wasp's latest platform, the Wasp 77. Included are a new handguard, trigger filling tool, a file for 2 additional sizes of mag releases, an AR stock tube kit, and the rather aesthetically fun Kraken BCAR kit. Gargunkle continues his string of low hardware releases with the Frayed Knot, a pump-action 115 FPS stringer. Fully printed blasters are available at Griffins and more, with files available for printing on Gargunkle's printables page. XFoxGames has released a duo of upgrade parts for the Siren blasters Gnarl and Maulr. The kits both include a collet system allowing you to use an alternative barrel, with the Gnarl kit including an alternative priming T-pole.
The XShot Pro Fury X seems to have reached its final form, according to a number of new listings, all featuring the newer blue and white paint job with pink magazines. In addition to new listings on a variety of international pages, the original Amazon.com listing has also reappeared, although the Fury is still listed there as unavailable. Vulkan has released a variety of new 3D printable parts for the Adventure Force Aeon Pro X. In addition to a variety of muzzles, this file set includes a pump kit that uses entirely 3D printed parts, no hardware required. Fulfillment for the SCRD Kickstarter has begun, with some folks receiving product and running it at Ragnar Oktoberfest, and others receiving their brightly colored packages soon afterwards. If you are a backer who elected to wait for your 3D printed product until SFI was able to provide a perfect color match, or didn't fill out the survey at all, you should have already received your soft goods. Check your email for information on when you will receive the rest.
Containment Crew is now carrying 2 new drop-in BCARs for the Worker Nightingale 2.0 and Dart Zone Venom Pro. These $15 3D printed offerings come in 5, 8, and 10 degree variants, as well as 12.3, 12.5, and 12.7 contact diameters. Domochevsky's Bungiemax has been updated to version 1.1, adding 7 more shell types in a single, double, or triple dart variant in multiple length configurations, and wider string channels to allow doubling up strings to achieve higher FIPS. If you already purchased the Bungiemax files, contact Domo directly to receive the updated version free of charge.
This episode, my Crosshairs dialed in on Starfire, a charity build built by Grim Reaper 2458. This strife was built as a raffle prize for Vile's Booptover support livestream with some special parts for a special cause. From the paint job, Hawkeye resin strife parts, to the modded internals rocking a 42mm cage, worker wheels, and Fang revamped motors, and the Booptober-themed battery door, this blaster is an absolute beauty. Well done.
My community crosshairs are zoomed in 10 times on Jarrett Harris's recent video celebrating the design philosophy of Halo Combat Evolved and showing off his modification of the Mega Centurion into a very solid replica of the SRS-99 sniper rifle from Halo Combat Evolved. Although an outsider to our hobby, he deftly combined hand fabrication, 3D printing, integration style putty work, and a great paint job in what is apparently his first ever blaster mod. He's even provided a link to the files he created for the 3D prints that gave his build its distinct shape. This is not a turnkey kit, but it's definitely enough to consider making your own Halo sniper rifle. Of course, be sure to build in appropriate colors for your own use case. Great work, Jarrett. Welcome to the hobby.
And that's all for the news. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below to let us know what you think. Make sure to catch episode 45 of our podcast with the returning guest, Maritime Foam, where we'll discuss Nerf reviews, user-generated content, and what it means for the hobby. Also check out our merch store for FNC swag and the Ko-Fi to support us and get some fun backer perks. A massive thank you as always to our contributors, Ko-Fi subscribers, and Discord moderation team. We'll see you on the podcast, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to like and subscribe the video, and let's jump right into the... Wow. Be sure to like and subscribe the video, and let's jump right into the news. Let's jump right into the news. Why am I struggling? Let's jump right into the news. Let's jump right into the news. Why does it feel like I'm out of practice?
Based on the popular and inexpensive Arduino platform. Inexpensive Arduino platform. You'd almost think that I just got back from a massive trip.
Check it out and download for free. They're free fillers.
Barrels allowing for multiple ammo?
Gargunkle continues his string of low-powered hardware.
A couple Leonard Huntsman blasters rarely or never seen before in the...
Perfect. Add that clip in.